Okay, this is the take two. So, very briefly, it's a very short video I'm gonna do. I'm showing off Crash Bandicoot. Look how great it is. This is how it runs for the most part on my settings. And now I'm gonna show you where things kind of don't have the greatest performance. But one must remember, this is just the infancy of this stuff right here, man. I mean, like, this is the beta. I mean, as soon as they get to whatever the final one is, and whatever speed hacks they develop, and I'm pretty sure somebody's going to come along and do yet another PlayStation list of compatible full speed games. It's going to be great. But for me, I like what this thing can do, even now. But right here, this thing just goes into slow motion a little bit. It's a little bit slow down. Whenever you get to like this side scrolling kind of level, as far as I've played through the game, every single time it goes to the side scrolling looking levels, it goes into this kind of slowdown. Okay, and ultimately I conclude Crash is just not a good game to play on the V90 anyway. These controls are not the best for this kind of game. If you want to torture yourself with these kind of difficult, wonky controls, that's up to you. I don't begrudge you that. But, yeah, very difficult. This is me running on the highest clock speed I can get it to go on. And it's, I think it's like, this is just baked into the game's design that it really runs a little slower here for some reason. I don't know. It's great otherwise, and then it just slows down. But it's playable. Like, this part is just a small fraction of what the game is. So you get through this, even in its kind of slowish state, and eventually you'll be fine. Get to the much more higher. Just do that. All right. The problem with the V90, in these particular levels, the game maker made it so you can go backwards and forwards, and it's designed to be a side-scrolling 2D level. So going backwards and forwards in a 3D axis, it's a bad idea to make it that way. Your only controls you need to use is left and right. The V90's issue is that you might hit left and it'll register diagonal, even when you didn't mean to. It's just poor level design on Naughty Dog's. I can't believe Naughty Dog made Last of Us after all this, but anyway. It's just really weird design. Okay, there you go. I'll show you that too. The game crashed. Pun intended. I just wanted to see if it would run on 900. Crash is one of those games that cannot be run on 900 clock speed. There's a few games that when you run them on 900, they eventually just do exactly that, and I'm lucky I caught it on video. But generally speaking, just like on the previous Mayu firmware, I like to run everything at 768 because I know it's just going to be bulletproof at that clock speed. If the game itself benefits from 900 or 912 as it looks here, then you can set it to 912 for sure, and just hope it's stable. Crash is like, that's what happens. Like, the game runs the same way on 768 anyway. doesn't have any difference. So you're not going to get any benefit. You're just going to experience that, where you're just going through the level and suddenly it just goes kaput. I don't know exactly what's causing that. It's just maybe the processor's getting too hot. I don't know. So your best bet is to run it on something a little lower. Like you can put it in you can set each game to have their own clock speed. That's what you do when you make the game a favorite. You put it in the favorite menu. You can have it run at its own clock speed. Like Tony Hawk benefits from the 900, so I put it on that. That's how it's supposed to, that's how you can play each game at their own clock speed without having to set it every time. Just favorite the game and then set the clock speed. And just do some experimentation of your own. Figure out if you can even, like, I'll briefly show Tomba 2 right now. I'll show you the favorite thing. Add the favorites. Okay, so we're going to run, I think Tomba's fine at 900. It probably won't even run without it being on 9. So we're going to run it at 9. I was surprised when I booted up Tomba 2 and all the little bugs that it has and things that usually go wrong, even in high-end emulators, they're all fixed. So the team that worked on this core for RetroArch, they did a good job. Like, Tomba 2 is one of the games that is running well. I don't want to, I haven't played the game all the way yet, so I'm kind of not gonna go crazy and play the whole game before I finish Tomba 1 on here, and then I can play Tomba 2. So that's my little thing I'm doing. See how these controls are working. I would figure to go into the game by now. Yeah, okay, we're good. So yeah, I have played the game a little bit. I'm at the mining area part. It's probably not the most graphically intense part of the game to show you. That's a little preview. Tomba 2 is cool. I said before, it's fine. Now you got to play the whole game though, because the level's design gets insane later on. You know. I don't know, that music sounds really lame, but that's the game's music. That's not something that's wrong with the emulator. It just sounds like that. See if my settings are good. This is how you check whether your settings are... Oh, wow. It's actually not running the settings that I saved for this game, so that's interesting. Oh, maybe there was something going on that I didn't know about. As far as I know, Tomba doesn't really benefit from the higher clock speeds. Oh, geez, I gotta go in here and really fix it all. Nothing got saved. Everything's whatever the heck it wanted to be. Sound stuff. Oh, let me make sure these speed hacks are on. Okay, that's good. Okay, everything cool. Let me try it out. What in the hell? Ah, boy. It's funny, you get the game running really well, and then it doesn't save your configuration, and then it just becomes a strange thing. I know I had it running well before. I don't know what I have to do to get it right. We'll revisit this. I'm going to end it here. So I just want to show you Crash, and, well, ironically, Crash crashed, but that just goes to show you that clock speed settings are key with these games. You got to know what you're doing, and give it a try. I mean, if you really like the game that much, I don't begrudge you for giving it a shot, even on the V90. I play the sequels